How many times has this happened to you? You walk into a room and suddenly freeze, unsure why you came. You search for the tracking glasses on your head. You see an old acquaintance, remember their face, remember how you laughed together 5 years ago. But their name? It's erased. Emptiness. In our society, such forgetfulness is considered a flaw. We're told it indicates aging, fatigue, or worse, stupidity. We're taught that a perfect mind is a steel trap that preserves every fact, every event, and every detail. But what if I told you all this is a lie? What if your forgetfulness isn't a system bug, but its most advanced feature? Leading neuroscientists from the University of Toronto recently came to a conclusion that revolutionizes our understanding of intelligence. They discovered that forgetting isn't a loss of data. It's the brain's purposeful, complex work to make room for something more important. Today, we're delving into your consciousness to understand why your brain is so intent on deleting information. We'll explore 5 scientific reasons why your absent-mindedness may be the surest sign that your mind is operating on a completely different level, the level of genius. If you want to do more than just watch videos, but understand how your inner world truly works and unlock potential you never even suspected, subscribe to the Soul Alchemy channel right now. Click the bell. Here we talk about what others remain silent about. Welcome to the world of true psychology.
Imagine your brain as a dense, wild forest. Every memory, every fact, every face is a path through this forest. When you learn something new, your brain creates a connection called a synapse. As children, our brains are like supernova explosions, greedily absorbing everything. But a truly mature, highly intelligent brain works differently. It doesn't just build paths, it gardens. There's a scientific term for this, synaptic pruning. It's a biological process in which the brain physically severs neural connections it deems unimportant. It may sound scary, but it's necessary for survival. Consider this. If your computer never deleted temporary files, cache, old downloads, and browser history for 10 years, how would it work? It would freeze. It would become slow, sluggish, and useless. People with high intelligence often have a more active pruning system. Your brain subconsciously decides where my car keys are is trivial information, but solving a complex work problem or pondering a philosophical concept is a priority. And so it deletes the information about the keys. It sacrifices trivialities for efficiency. Your forgetfulness is the sound of your brain throwing out garbage so the main processor can run at full speed. You don't forget because your brain is weak. You forget because it's too busy with something great.
Let's remember Albert Einstein. Stories of his everyday absent-mindedness have become legendary. He might forget to eat lunch, get lost in his own neighborhood, or leave his suitcase on the train. Was he stupid? Of course not. Here we come to the second reason, the difference between details and gist. The average person's brain is often fixated on a literal reproduction of reality. It remembers a shopping list, the release date of a TV show, the color of a colleague's shirt. This is linear, mundane thinking. But the brain with a high IQ is inclined toward abstract thinking. It seeks patterns, logic, and global concepts. A study published in the journal Neuron showed that the purpose of memory is not to convey the truth about the past with the precision of a video camera. The purpose of memory is to help us make smart decisions in the future. A smart brain doesn't need to remember what color the cup was. It needs to remember that there was hot liquid in the cup, and that's dangerous. it generalizes. When you forget details, the title of a movie, the name of an actor, the exact wording of a line, it's because your brain has already learned the lesson and retained the essence, discarding the veneer. You remember the emotion the movie evoked. You remember the idea. Facts are secondary to you. This is a classic trait of visionaries. While others are looking at their feet, memorizing every crack in the pavement, you are looking at the horizon. Yes, you may stumble, but you are the only one who sees where this world is truly heading.
We live in an age of information overload. Our brain processes 34 gigabytes of information daily. This includes news, social media, conversations, and advertising. If you remembered everything, you'd go crazy. There's a rare condition called hyperthymesia, the ability to remember every single day of your life in detail. People with this gift often describe it as a curse. They can't separate the important from the unimportant. Their past constantly screams in their ears, drowning out the present. High intelligence demands silence. Think of Arthur Conan Doyle's Sherlock Holmes. In one story, he says he doesn't know whether the earth revolves around the sun or vice versa, and he doesn't care. He compared his brain to an attic. A fool hoards up all the junk he can get his hands on until there's no room left for anything useful. A wise man, however, carefully selects what he puts in his attic. Your forgetfulness is your filter. It's your mind's elite face control. If you constantly forget distant relatives' birthdays or pop stars' names, it doesn't mean you have a bad memory. It means your subconscious filtering system is working flawlessly. You intuitively block out white noise to preserve your mental energy for problem solving, creativity, and self-improvement. This isn't a mistake, it's mental hygiene. The fourth point is the most surprising. Forgetfulness is directly related to mental flexibility. The world changes every second. What was true yesterday may become false today. Old routes are blocked. Old methods are no longer effective. People with rigid, perfect memories often suffer from rigid thinking. They have difficulty retraining. They cling to old rules because they are too deeply engraved in their neurons. Forgetfulness is an adaptation mechanism. Neuroscientists call this competitive forgetting. For new, more relevant information to take its place, the old must go. If you feel like you easily forget old grievances, old schedules, or information you learned in university but never used, rejoice. Your brain is plastic. It is ready for renewal. High intelligence is not a library where old books gather dust. High intelligence is a laboratory. And in the lab, you need to constantly wash test tubes to conduct new experiments. Your ability to forget the outdated makes you better equipped to survive in a rapidly changing world than those who remember everything but can't come up with anything new. And finally, the fifth reason, it's perhaps the most beautiful. Often, absent-mindedness is a side effect of a deep inner life. Psychologists have noticed a correlation between daydreaming and a high IQ. When you're in the clouds, your brain switches to what's called default mode. It's in this state that brilliant insights, creative solutions, and deep self-understanding are born. But this state comes at a price. When you're immersed in your inner world, the outside world fades. You might put your phone in the refrigerator not because you're stupid, but because at that moment you were solving a world-scale problem in your head, or replaying a complex dialogue, or composing a symphony. Your attention is a spotlight, and if this spotlight is focused inward on your brilliant ideas, then darkness descends on the outside, in the real world. People who never forget anything and are always attentive to details often live only in the here and now. They rarely create anything fundamentally new. You, however, forgetting about the boiling kettle, may be one step away from a life-changing discovery. Your absent-mindedness is the price you pay for entering a world of imagination and innovation. We're used to scolding ourselves for mistakes. We apologize for forgetting to call back. We feel shame when a word slips our minds. But the truth is, evolution doesn't create anything superfluous. If nature has endowed us with the ability to forget, it was necessary for the creation of the most complex instrument in the universe, the human mind. The next time you forget something, don't rush to call yourself absent-minded. Stop and think. What is your brain trying to accomplish at that moment? What grand idea is it defending by discarding this trivial fact? Perhaps you're not forgetful. Perhaps you're simply thinking too big for this world full of trivialities. Your memory works just as well. It's selective, and in this choice lies your true power. Thank you for spending this time with us. If you recognize yourself in this description, let us know in the comments what things you forget most often. Keys? Names? Or maybe what you wanted to do a second ago. Let's see how many of us are like that. And most importantly, if you want to continue exploring the secrets of your mind and turning your weaknesses into strengths, be sure to subscribe to the channel Soul Alchemy. Like this video so the algorithms can help other absent-minded geniuses find it. See you in the next video. Remember, your mind is not a warehouse, it's a creative workshop. Take care of it.